Hey, user world. We are heading right into spring, and before you know it, it's summertime. And here in Nashville, it's like beginning of April, and yet it's just like, it's insane here. 50 degrees one day, the next day it's like 85 degrees. I feel like I'm gonna break my AC and furnace by turning it on one day and turning the heater on the next day. It's just, I don't even know what to make of it. But as we are heading into spring, I figure it'll be fun to go over a ton of bags that have been popping up in my feed as new arrivals. And these are the kind of bags that you want to wear during the summertime or the springtime, the raffia bags, the more seasonal bags that I totally think that you should not spend that much money on. And I know most of the time I'm just like, buy leather bags. Leather bags is the only way to go. Don't buy plastic, don't buy faux leather, blah, 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 blah. However, I know during the summer, leather can get a little overwhelming to wear because you're sweating, it's humid, and you just want something a little bit lightweight that doesn't stick. Like you have to peel your bag off of your body. So I completely understand. And sometimes also if you leave your leather bag sitting in the sun, you pick it up and you throw it over your shoulder and you're like, you like burn yourself. Similar to getting in, that's the problem. First world problems, yes. When I'm wearing shorts, I get into my car, I have leather seats, I burn the shit out of my thigh, I start screaming. So I get it. Sometimes you just want something very lightweight. And this is what I have. Like this one is from Apollos. And what's super cool about this one is you see this at a lot of like gift shops. And what I did is purchase directly from their website, and you can customize it with the cities that you love. I live in Nashville. I used to live in Chicago, and originally I'm from Taiwan. So this is such a cool gift, and it's very lightweight. It doesn't stick to your body, and it's a humid, I don't know, it's cloth, so maybe it'll absorb some of my sweat, I don't know. And I know when it comes to big luxury brands like Louis Vuitton or Hermes, like the raffia Birkin, the price tag from what I remember was like, what, $20,000? Is that on the resale market, or that's the retail price? I don't know. It's just something that like blows my mind why anyone would purchase a raffia Birkin for that pricing. I mean, we bitch and complain about how the leather is not worth the actual $20,000 or $15,000. You're looking at straw. So enough of my rambling here, but here are a ton of different options that are under like the $200 mark, and most of them are like $120 that I think you should consider. And a lot of these are from high street brands, but I think there are solid choices with very unique design. Normally I would tell you like, hey, wait for it to go on sale, pay less than retail for it. But however, we know with a lot of high street brands, they come out with a popular piece and then they move on. They have like micro seasons, right? They move on to the next thing. So they don't produce a whole lot of them. So that's why I would say definitely jump on these pieces because they're not going to be around forever, and they are fantastic price. A lot of these are more outdoor activity, going to brunch, going to the farmer's market, perhaps taking it to the beach, where it's very hands-on experience in my opinion, and you don't want to spend even like YSL. I know that the clutch from Fendi or YSL is pretty popular, but that's still thousands of dollars. Like if you're taking your kids to like a petting zoo, a fun day at the park, like you just don't want to bring something that is such a high dollar amount in my opinion. So here are some fantastic options at reasonable prices. So let's just get right into it. I'm gonna go through my curated list. There's a lot of them, but it is curated by the list of brands. I'll try to timestamp everything down below, but you'll see some clutches as well as big totes that are very functional. Let's start with JCrew. JCrew, this one caught my attention immediately, and I'm just like, oh, I love this. So simple and yet so elegant at the same time. This tortoise shell clutch at $98, again, pricing at the time of filming this video. And it's just, you compare it with a beautiful summer dress like they picture it here, or perhaps you're going to dinner on the beach. It just seems like a very functional bag. The only caveat with this one is you can see your stuff in that. I don't know how you feel about that. Just like your lipstick, your little pouches. Seems pretty secure just because it's got a top open, but this is beautiful. I think I want to add this to my collection. The second bag I got from JCrew is this woven straw tote. Again, very simple. I love how it's got the super long straps where it is very easy to just throw over your shoulder. It doesn't have a zip compartment, however, but if you're looking for something that is just very simple, French girl-ish, I would say, as well, or beach. Like, you could literally go to the farmer's market with this, throw all of your vegetables or fruits that you buy, or, you know, a baguette or croissant, throw it all in there and you're good to go. Moving on over to Rothys. Remember Rothys? I feel like they took the internet by storm. Everybody had a pair of Rothys. I had like 3 different pairs, and then I threw them into the washer and they shrunk. So I don't know, I got rid of them, but I feel like nobody talks about Rothys anymore. But I did find their summer tote. This is elegant. You would probably find this at a more big luxury brand where they have the super unique design, but the difference with this one is that it is machine washable. I don't know if it's gonna shrink, hopefully it doesn't, but they have a combination of hemp as well as plastic. So this is definitely going to be much more durable than your typical straw tote. Side note, continue on my rant here. I do have this one from Jacquemus, which is really interesting. It reminded me of a conversation I had with the Nordstrom essay where they had Louboutins, they had other brands where they were selling these straw totes, and she's just like, don't buy the expensive one, get the cheapy ones from high street like Zara or whatever, because no matter how expensive the big luxury, when they come out with straw totes, it's gonna start cracking, it's gonna start shedding. She's like, don't spend the money. And I was just like, I love it when they're super honest about it. Personally, I have this Jacquemus one because I did find it on sale. It was like $120. So I was like, I guess, it's kind of like high street prices. So I was okay with spending the money for this straw tote. And I love how there's leather pieces. Again, the Loewe one was extremely popular for a number of years, but this one in particular, I like better than the Loewe. It has a pocket here where you can keep some cards because this is an open compartment. But I do like the Jacquemus one just because they've got the long straps, so you can wear it as a shoulder or you can tuck it in and wear it as a top handle. So pretty functional, very versatile. That's why I still have this one in my collection. I've only used this once, so this hasn't started cracking. But going back to this Rothys one, I think this one has more of a marine vibe where, hey, I'm gonna take this tote because of the handles where it's got the knots. I'm going on my yacht or I'm going out on the catamaran for the day. And again, this one seems much more durable. It's a little bit higher in price point, but I see that this is a classic design that you can wear for years to come as well. They also have a crescent bag, similar material, but if you prefer a shoulder bag as opposed to a big tote, this is a fantastic option. Just a really simple design, but it's still got that color and beachy vibes. And this last one is a zip tote. So a lot of the totes that are summer totes out there are open compartment. They're no zipper. So I wanted to pick one out that has a zipped feature so that you can feel more secure about your items, especially if you're leaving it on the beach or you're just setting it down as you're eating brunch during the springtime. Moving on over to Madewell. You know I love Madewell because they have such great quality bags at fantastic prices. Again, this one is at full price at $148, but the hand-woven shoulder bag and also comes in a tote, which I'll show you in a second here. Dragon Diffusion has been the rage, and I just like, I kind of don't understand it. I get the appeal, but then most of the feedback that a lot of the reviews I've seen says that they have color transfer. So why am I paying $400 or $500 for a leather woven bag that is very boho chic, I want to say, and has color transfer? Like, that's just not something I want to pay money for. So if you're going to go with that particular style, take a look at Madewell. They have a lot of very, not trending, but they do have trending elements where they use fantastic leather quality. Now, is it big luxury leather? No, but for the price that you're paying, I think this is, if you want to jump on that woven bag trend that is made of leather, this is a fantastic option. And here's the leather tote bag I was talking about at $198. If this was Dragon Diffusion, I'm guessing probably going to be around $600. And it does have a zip interior compartment, so keep things a little bit more secure. Moving on to something more floral, more fun, more peppy for the springtime and summertime is from Staud. Their Tommy beaded bag. I know beaded bag was had a little stint, but I feel like it's something, if you can pull it off, kudos to you. I don't know if I can pull it off, but if you've got a really cute summer dress, probably wouldn't want more solid colors as opposed to florals or patterns, because this can get a little bit busy, but there's such a vast amount of variations. The pink floral, They have little tomatoes. And the fact that they embroidered, I guess is that what you call it? Embroidered the beads onto the bag for $295. Again, if this was big luxury, it would be like $5,000 or $6,000. And it is a flap shoulder bag, so extremely fun. You can wear it to summer weddings. You can wear it to baby showers, wedding showers, bridal showers. I don't know, all the showers out there, right? And maybe in the rain shower, just because it is beaded, like you don't have to worry about the leather getting wet. Now, if you're still insistent on the raffia kind of summer vibes, this is another great option from Staud for their moon tote. Again, a staple in their collection. They have this silhouette, but then they change it suede, leather, and then of course for the summer, the raffia version of it. I think this is a really unique design. So if you don't want to just be a typical like, hey, I'm going to a farmer's market with my tote, this is completely different. I think it's a unique take on a traditional kind of summer bag. And the last one, this one is kind of trendy. I know fringe is a trend for 2025, but I'm not about to jump on that train. That is totally not my jam. But if you're looking to test out to see if you like fringe, don't pay the $5,000 whatever pricing at $400. I think this could be a good way to try it. And the way she put it on her shoulder, it just kind of looks like a fringe jacket. So if you're coming down to Nashville, fringe is like the hottest thing down here. Moving on to COS. I love COS just because they've got that unique Scandinavian, the Nordic area. They love their summers and it's the wildest thing. Many of you probably have experienced this if you've ever been in that region during summertime. It's trippy. Like from 3 a.m. to like 1 a.m. straight 22 hours of sunlight. I'm just like, what is happening here? I'm out at 10 o'clock at night in Stockholm and people were playing bags at the bar and it's like the sun is bright. Going back to bags, this is a beautiful bag where it can be a clutch, but it also can be a shoulder bag. How unique is that? That's just for $99 and it's got a zipper. I mean, this is the epitome of unique designs that is functional at the same time. It also comes in a bigger version, so there are 2 sizes that you can choose from. Again, if you want a different version from COS instead, they have a mid-size, I want to say, because I feel like we touched on massive totes or kind of tiny totes from Madewell. This one's kind of like the Goldilocks where it's in between, so another great option. The last one from COS is a new release. I just saw this pop up on the website like 2 hours later as I was researching for this video. The slouchy mini tote in the mesh. So again, I talked about this before. During the summertime, you might, I love leather bags, but sometimes when things get a little sticky, like you don't want your body to be against leather. And this mesh is the definition of airflow. If you like that mesh, and you don't want to pay, $4,000 or $2,000 from Prada, $69 solves all your problems. Moving on to And Other Stories. Again, I'm covering all the high street brands. This one is the leather piping straw shoulder tote. So a little bit of a unique twist to it. Instead of just having the straw for the entire bag, they put a little bit of piping. I don't know if that's for structure purposes, if it keeps the raffia together a little bit better, or if it's just aesthetics. I don't know. But again, this one is a little bit different from the Staud one, more traditional looking, and it comes in 2 different colors. So if you like the slouchy, personally, I love structured bags. Like this is extremely structured, whereas this one is going to be more able to mold to your body. And if you like your slouchy bags, another great option at $109. The second bag from And Other Stories, which if you didn't know, they are part of the H&M conglomerate, but they're a Stockholm Swedish brand, and I saw this one, another great option. So if you don't like the raffia because you don't want to deal with the crumbling or the shedding, maybe canvas is more your jam. Again, much more lightweight. This one seems like it's very elegant with the black trim on there, and it's a classic shape, and I think it's very lightweight, very casual, perfect for the summer. Moving on to Sezane. I don't think I've ever talked about Sezane. I know there are YouTubers out there that dedicate their whole entire channel to Sezane, and it's like the epitome of the Parisian girl. Not really my cup of tea, but I do enjoy their bags. Actually, I did talk about Sezane. I did visit, when I visited Paris last time around, I wanted to check out their Milo bag. Honestly, I was not impressed with the leather quality. I was not impressed with the craftsmanship. And for like 400 or 500 euros or $400 or $500, it just wasn't worth it to me. I was pretty set on buying one while I was there. And when I saw it in person, I like put it down. This was like what, 2-3 years ago? I put it down as like pass. However, when it comes to raffia, how do you screw that up, right? Hopefully, if you want a big raffia bag and looking from the pictures, this seems like it is pretty functional, where it's very similar to my Jacquemus bag, except it's got extra piping on there. It doesn't have the little pocket though. It's got a little pouch in there, but you can wear it as a long shoulder or a top handle. And some of these are already sold out, but they come in various patterns, and I think that's what's unique about this. So if you want something a little bit more fun, especially this Justine basket with all of the flowers embroidered on there, beautiful. They also have the Paloma basket, where if you want more pockets and more of that traditional shape look, I think this is another fantastic one at $250. And they are made in Madagascar. That's pretty interesting. Marks and Spencer's. I've always looked at their bags and wasn't impressed, mostly because they use faux leather, which is, again, not my jam. But when it comes to straw totes, I can get down with that. Again, this seems like instead of like the leather straps, it's got the top handle and long shoulder strap. Just seems more perforated. So if you want more of that airflow coming in and out, another great option at $155. If you want a more traditional one and it's got that drawstring, where it seems like it can keep your items a little bit more secure. Can't confirm it. They don't have enough pictures, but at $87 could be a good option. So most of what I've covered so far are all in the $150, $200, around that price range, and you still don't want to pay for those prices. Don't worry, I got you. I found from Aerie a woven straw, very traditional, something you find at like a farmer's market for $38. Okay, this next one I like even more at $30 is from Target, because the description here says that it is packable. My biggest gripe with basket totes, especially the ones like from this one, the Jacquemus or Loewe, is that they're incredibly structured. Yes, I know I like structure bags, but when it comes to straw, like I live in Nashville, there's no beach here. How do you expect me to pack this thing? Because I'm not using that as my main personal bag, so I want to be able to pack it. So if you want a straw tote that is packable, this is perfect at only $30. The strap seems like it's relatively long, it's perforated, very fashionable, so this is another great option. Another $30 bag from Target is this super cute lemon bag, and it's got that little twilly on there. It's just perfect for the summer at just $30. And the last section here is the Fiona beaded bag from Anthropology. Again, if you feel like the Staud one is too expensive. Now, I know sometimes when you purchase bags from Anthropology, the quality can be a little questionable. If you want quality, I say Staud has really good quality, as I do have 2 Staud bags. But if you want just something fun and you don't want to pay that $300 price tag, this $98 one, the embroidery of the beads aren't as beautiful as the Staud one, but this can check the box for you. Same vibe, beaded, got lemons, shoulder bag, perfect, brunch bag. Anthropology also has a lot of dupes, but this one, I don't think I've seen it dupe, but super cute. It is a canvas tote. So I know the LL Bean one. I also have a canvas tote that is kind of a part of history, where it's Barney's New York. But if you want something a little bit more fun, a little bit more detailing and more jazz to it, so to speak, this beaded one of lemons on there. They also have strawberries. Personally, I like and they have corn. Interesting. Oh, I love corn. I might have to get this one, but I think the lemon ones is more classic and more beautiful. You can take it to Capri in Italy and you'll fit right in as a tourist. And lastly, another woven rattan bag. This one is more structured, and then what's different about this particular one is that the inside has fabric lining. So if you don't like just having things roll around, which sometimes if you put something heavy, that can cause the rattan to start breaking. Whereas if you have a fabric, which there's a beautiful pattern in here as well, if you have fabric, it might protect the rattan from breaking sooner than it has to. And it's got a really nice little loop closure to the bag, so another fantastic option at $98. So that wraps it up. I hope you found something fun. Get ready for the summer. Again, I would say don't wait for these to go on sale because chances are these companies don't make a whole lot of them. And once they sell out, it's gone, it's gone. And you want to be ready for the summer and not be going shopping when you can be out enjoying the sunshine. Get yourself vitamin D. Remember to wear sunscreen. So life is hard. I want to help you save time and money so that you can somehow adult easier and hopefully less than retail. I'll see you all next time.